Hey Taffy, what's up?
Oh, hey, Pooh. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I've been working on this level.
Hey, hey,
I want you
hey
to...
Taffy.
What?
We've already done this before. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, we ran out of budget on the last spotlight, and I didn't have any ideas for a new thing we could do.
Oh, I was hoping you'd have an idea. Well, maybe we could do something in Little Big Planet too. Have you been able to spend much time in the beta?
Um, uh,
Hey, get away! Get away! Help! Somebody help! Get away from me! Stop following me! Jeez. Ah! No one's next.
oh, okay.
This is interesting.
Oh, like that. Ah!
Check this thing out. Okay, so the output of the ore from the counter to the battery goes into the AM. No, okay, so I have to put the wire for the ore to the. Okay, I give up.
No, I haven't had time to spend in LVP2.
Oh man. Well, there goes that option. Do you have any ideas? I mean, we got to get the spotlight done. We don't have anything we can do.
Well, actually, you know what? Hey, actually, I do have something. Here. I actually, I made this just for the spotlight. Here, check this out.
All right, let's check it out. Hey, why is it so dark in here, Taffy?
No, don't,
I don't like this.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
What's happening, Taffy? Come on. What?
No, it's okay. It's cool. I made it just for
Wait.
just for
Wait a
level.
sec.
It's awesome, right?
Taffy, this is your old level.
Well, I mean, it was free. I didn't need any, kind of budget. You see, but see, look, the arms move and stuff. Isn't that awesome?
Why does that matter, Taffy? What does this have to do with the spotlight for VelcroJonze?
I don't know.
This is Amazing Flying Poo,
And this is Taffy.
and this is the Little Big Planet Central Creator Spotlight for VelcroJonze. For this first level, we're looking at Timber Canyon 2, which is VelcroJonze's 11th level. Yeah, he has a lot of levels now. And for this level, you can... Timber Canyon was the sequel, or was the level that came after Fort Sugar 1, 2, and 3. So it was the first level where he really started changing up his art style, and that art style carries over into this level. But just like Timber Canyon, the level also feels a lot like Fort Sugar did, and you can see a lot of the staples that really made VelcroJonze a popular author, with the switches you pull which open up new sections, the bubble chains which are on all his levels, and also the jumper pads that kind of shoot you around the level at random times.
Yep, he carried the theme of basic material choices. So he limited himself to just a couple, maybe two or three different colors, and stuck to it. He did a few levels that way. He did terracotta, which I believe was cardboard, and of course the original Timber Canyon was wood, and this one is as well. But in the second half of the level, you can see here he's even changed the types of wood he's used as the contrast.
And that's something he did good with all of his levels. I'd say after the Fort Sugar first 3 levels, he did a great job of having the level kind of change up its look, if it was keeping kind of a basic look, so that it kind of, halfway through or maybe even before that, it starts to get a different feel, so it doesn't start to feel stale, which it's a very good thing to do, and I think that's a great thing he learned after the Fort Sugar series, or the first 3 levels in that series.
Yeah, he's very good about. He uses very simple shapes, and if you look at his corner editing, there's a lot of very large vertices, just kind of sharp angles. But he does this thing where he overlays a thin layer of material on top of a thick layer, and then corner edits to kind of trace the outline. And visually, it's very good because these levels are intended to be kind of an action experience, and you play through. You're going for bubble chains, and the outlining of those edges really lets you kind of see where the level flows very easily. It's very natural when you're playing it.
And from this level, you see some of the fun ideas because he has the basic platforming throughout the whole level, and I mean he does a great job with it. I don't think anybody could disagree that he is probably the best platforming creator on PSP.
Yeah.
But he also does a great he also does a great job with just always having something new in the level. It's not something that'll carry throughout the level, but for instance, this right here, I believe this is where the ball comes rolling through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just awesome because when the ball comes rolling up and then you walk it back down, when I played it, I thought, well, this is kind of something I wanted to try. This is really cool. But when you actually had to switch the balls and start going uphill, oh, that's when I got a really big smile on my face. So it's really cool to see little things he's done like that. And I think ever since Sports Sugar 2, he's always added some little twist to every level so that there's always a moment where not only are you smiling because of the awesome platforming, but you're also smiling because of some little trick he does or some little game mechanic you've never seen before.
Yep. I'm amazed, completely amazed at how simple this is. I remember seeing that and thinking, hey, this is pretty complex, but it's just a rolling ball on a piston.
Yep. All right, so this next level is Over the Hills and Far Away. This is his 12th level. So this is actually the level that came out after Timber Canyon 2. And this level is special because of the art style he chooses. I mean, unlike the art style that he uses for a majority of his levels, which is usually just like 3 different materials layered over each other with, I'd say the thing that's most interesting is like the characters he uses, which I understand that the tree was from Chickadee, and he actually makes a joke about that in the level. But it's just fun seeing him using are creating characters and also mixing up the art style, kind of having like an outside environment that actually feels like you're outside instead of the kind of, I wouldn't say claustrophobic, but inside environment that you get with most of his levels.
Yeah, and he's kind of designed this so you can see through to I think he's using the fantasy background there. Mm-hmm. It really adds a nice kind of a parallax scrolling effect to the experience. You're inside, but you're not. It's just very, very nice to look at, and you're not sure exactly why.
And this is a fun trick right here. Well, I don't know if trick, but a fun way to build it with those spinners. I mean, even in the PS3 version as well as the PSP version, all the time you see people that have the spinning wheels or spinning arms, but to have the arms actually like shake around like that, just a really fun thing where it's just taking a concept you're used to and kind of flipping it over on you.
That's one of my favorite things he's ever made, are those little, I call them to myself flingers. They're just so fun to just play with. To just kind of grab onto them and see how far you can throw Sackboy. You can get some pretty good air if you do it right. You could build a survival challenge on that.
Yeah, I saw on the level you actually flick yourself past the second one. When I played it, I never got that lucky. I usually ended up killing myself rather than flicking myself too far.
Well, thanks to the magic of video editing, I think what you didn't see is me dying 8 times trying to pull it off.
Yeah, but you do get to see that sometimes. So
yeah, exactly. It's pretty. It's challenging without being frustrating, which is really a tough mix to achieve.
Yeah, and he does an awesome job with that in every single level he makes. I can't think of a single time on any of his levels where I was like wanting to kill myself in real life.
His levels that's a very good way to put it. His levels are never white knuckle frustrating. They're always hey, I could have done better, but never, wow, I just don't know how I'm going to finish this level. They're easy to play and difficult to master.
Mm-hmm. And to his credit on this level, on that ice ball part, which you'll see again in the this create video portion, but I actually managed to break the level. I think this is the only level of his where I've broken it, where when the one flings you in the air, anytime you have an object that you're inside of that tries to fling you fast, it's always possible that you're going to end up falling out of that object. Not because the creator did anything wrong, but a lot of creators won't take into account that can happen. And I got flung out, and I actually fell out of the level. But I killed myself, and when I came back to that, the ice ball was there, and you'll even show how that mechanic works in this create video.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty clever way of doing it. I wasn't even completely sure how he did it until I got into create mode, and he just emits the little piece of dissolve that's connected to a stiff rod, and that's inside of the ice ball. And there's a nuance there, because if you connect something via rod to dissolve and you trigger the dissolve, the object doesn't behave right. So we even went so far as to think through the quirks, dare I say, bugs of the game to make sure that the gameplay turned out right.
And another thing that we've already seen now is the waterfall. He did a great job with that. I have to admit that I have worked with waterfalls. I still haven't really been able to perfect the piston version of the waterfall where you actually rush it back up. I was sure when I played the level that he was using a big rotating wheel just because it looks so good. So I was very surprised in the create video that he used a piston that, what's it called? Come on, help me out here, Taffey.
The flipper.
Yeah, the flipper. Yeah, where it flips out or whatever. Yeah, so that was very good.
Yeah, well, I was looking at it in create mode, and it doesn't look like it lags. Like you can see how it loops around, and then going back to play mode, it actually works. So there's a lot of fine tuning in there.
Yeah, I agree. When I watched in create, it did seem to lag, but I mean, I was positive because I sat there staring at it whenever I played the level just to see if I can figure out what's going on, and I mean, every time it worked perfectly. So I was positive it was a wheel that was spinning.
Yeah, just these little tricks, there's things that he figures out, and there's a variation on his Sackboy shooter. But this time while you're in the ice ball there, just pretty fun. His little hidden catapults everywhere. Probably his favorite thing of mine that he does as a trademark. You go into a little corner or something, and there's always a catapult in it that fires you out. And it doesn't hurt you. It's not frustrating, but it's just it just shows that hey, he thought about that you could go in there, and he even planned for it.
No, but the thing I love is that sometimes he'll put some bubbles just past that catapult. So you have to come back in and try to jump over that. But it's always, I mean, every single level, it seems, I'm always like, oh, I got this. And I jump, and yeah, it flings me. And I'm like, oh, he did it again. I mean, he tricks me every single time.
Yeah, you see him, you say, I bet you I can get those. I'm pretty sure I can get those. I bet he put a bubble emitter in that one. And nope, he fired you across the level again.
All right, so this is VelcroJonze's newest level and his 14th level called Fort Sugar Christmas Special. So the series that VelcroJonze has that he's carried the longest is the Fort Sugar series, which I believe... do you have any idea how many of these levels he has? Let's see, 3. I would guess 5 of them with Fort Sugar 3, yeah. Sugar Roots, and this. And the level... this evolves way beyond what the Fort Sugar levels were, because the Fort Sugar levels were as straight-up platforming levels as you can get. There might have been one line of dialogue, whereas this has a lot of stories. I wouldn't say the most deep story that I care about, since it's more of a joke, which is what it's meant to be. Yeah. But it has a lot of dialogue, and it's really fun to read when you get to the end. It's there's a few punchlines at the end that just make you really laugh at what you just did. It's really well put together.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. He did this as part of the 12 Days of Christmas community project. And he put a story in it. I always think there's a little bit of a story with his levels, but it was nice to see them integrate some of that in there. He did a great job with it. It was really a lot of fun. And so here we can see
the way he has that reindeer going. What is it even attached to as it's going down there? Is it just bouncing off the ground?
So that long thing going off to the right, that's a piece of elastic, and he used that attached to a creature brain to dissolve it when you get to that point.
All right, well, that just about wraps up this creator spotlight for VelcroJonze. As we've said, he's the best platforming creator on PSP, and anybody that doubts that, I would love to see what they can do, or show me what creator you're talking about, because VelcroJonze is just flat out amazing.
He's inspired a lot of other creators. He's inspired both of us, I know, and I just can't stop playing his levels. They are the best.
Yep, so this is Amazing Flying Pooh signing out.
And this is Taffey, and we'll see you next time. VelcroJonze makes the best levels ever. They are so cool to play.
Well, yeah, I agree. His levels are awesome. But what was with the alien? What did that have to do with anything to do with VelcroJonze?
What, with the alien? Well, I thought it was kind of cool. It didn't cost anything, and it was kind of scary. I don't know. It was free. Free's good, right?
Whatever. Okay, but what's up with your pod? You ever going to decorate this place?
What, this place? Well. Well, actually, I did throw a little something together for the holidays.
Well, anything's got to be better than this.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Oh.
What do you think?
Yeah, Taffey, never show this to anyone.